Hey, it's Troy coming at you from a wonderfully sunny London town where I want to do a video for you today about avoiding self-deprecating humour. Really, really important topic, I think, because too many of us do it. Too many of us are self-deprecating in our humour, particularly if, like me, you are British and you feel a little bit sort of, I don't know, shy about boasting, about sort of being brash, about kind of like talking about your successes or anything like that. What we tend to do in social situations is that we tend to self-deprecate instead. So in the video, I'm going to break down what self-deprecation is. I'm going to give you some examples of it in case you don't know. Then I'm going to say why it's bad. I'm going to explain why it's not a good strategy to use socially. And then I'm going to suggest something else that you can do instead. Okay, so what is self-deprecating humour? Well, very simply, if you don't know, self-deprecating humour is when you put yourself down in a social situation in order to lighten the mood, in order to sort of to kind of get out of a sort of slightly embarrassing spot in a conversation, or just in order to make a joke, to make somebody laugh. You will self-deprecate. So an example of that might be something like, I go to a party and somebody says, "Oh, you're late," and you're like, "Oh, my timekeeper's," and I go, "Oh, my timekeeper's really terrible. I never turn up on time for anything. I'm just so rubbish." And they're like, "Oh, ha ha ha." Or something like somebody says, "Well, Troy, do you have a girlfriend?" I say, "No, I haven't got a girlfriend because like I'm really terrible with girls. I'm always so rubbish with them. It's just it never works out for me." And they go, "Ha ha 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 ha. Okay, I see." Or another example might be something like somebody says, "Oh, that's a nice shirt you're wearing, Troy," and I say, "Oh no, it isn't. My fashion. I'm terrible at fashion. It's not nice. Don't be silly." And in all of those instances, what you're really doing is that you're sort of bringing to light, you're sort of negatively reinforcing your own identity before that person. They might be saying something actually quite complimentary to you, and you're almost rejecting it and saying, "Well, no, I'm not like that. I'm actually worse than that," because that way I don't have to boast about myself, and so we can both feel more comfortable and we can both have a bit of a laugh. You shouldn't do it. It's not a good thing to do. And as I say, it's sort of a lot of us do it. I think particularly us Brits, but I think across the Western world, it's just something that's sort of part and parcel, because it feels like, and this is the thing with so many of these little behaviour tells, it feels like it's sort of easing the social situation to do it. But you don't want to do that, because the guy who is, let's say, alpha in inverted commas, but the guy who is in control of himself and has some pride in himself is not going to make a social situation easier. He doesn't care if the social situation feels awkward. He doesn't give a damn. He's just going to say and do what he wants to do. So I don't want you to be self-deprecating, because the other thing about it as well is that when you're self-deprecating, what you're really doing is you're saying there's a totem pole, there's a hierarchy, and there's a level up here where I could potentially be at, but I'm not there, I'm actually down here. You're actually saying to the other person and to your own subconscious mind as well that you are on a lower level of the pecking order than you could be. And that is just a really, really bad thing to do. It's bad because it's going to influence the way others think about you, and even though they know it's a joke, even though they know you're kind of messing around, it's still going to be imprinted in their mind that you are saying that you're a lesser sort of person than otherwise. And it's also going to imprint itself on your own subconscious mind as well, and that is not a good thing to do. So you want to avoid self-deprecating humour for those reasons, and particularly on dates with girls that you like. You don't want to be doing it because you're just showing yourself to be somebody who, at best tries to make social situations easier, which shows a certain weakness, a certain lack of resolve, a certain lack of sort of iron in the soul, if you like, in terms of your ability to deal with tough social situations. And even worse, it shows somebody who doesn't maybe think very highly of themselves. And if you don't think highly of yourself, then why should she or anybody else? So what do you do instead? Well, if you want to make that kind of a joke, if you want to have something kind of funny that you can say in those sorts of situations, then try this instead. Instead of being self-deprecating, I want you to be self-aggrandizing. So what I mean by that is, say, for example, I walk into the room and somebody says, "Oh, nice coat, Troy." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm a fucking boss. What can I say? This is just how I roll. You guys should too." And that's just the way it is. Or say somebody says, "Oh, nice shades, nice sunglasses." I'll say, "Yeah, well, I'm the king of London. What can I say? This is just the kind of shades that I wear. I've just got so much gold sitting at the bottom of my bed. I have to wear shades because it's so bright that it'll blind me." Things like that, silly things. And it's obvious it's a joke, it's obvious that you don't really think like that, but it's sort of funny, but it's also bigging yourself up rather than doing yourself down. And I think that's really powerful for two reasons. Firstly, because it lets other people know that you think highly of yourself, even in a jocular way, but nevertheless, you know, you have a good opinion of yourself, you're confident, you're not afraid to say something like that, even though it might invite ridicule. And this is the thing, right? Because I could say, I'm the King of London, and somebody bursts out laughing and they say, no, you're not, you're you know, what an idiot. But I don't care. And the fact that I've had the confidence to put myself in that situation speaks volumes. Yeah, and secondly, it just shows that you think well of yourself and you're not afraid of what other people are going to say, and you don't fall into that self-deprecating trap that so many others do. So next time you go out, or next time you're in a social situation and you feel like doing something that is self-deprecating, resist that temptation and instead go self-aggrandizing instead. And let me know how it goes, because I'm really interested in this. I think for me, it always works really well. I have a lot of fun with it, and yeah, it just sends out the right message, and it works in those social situations to lighten the mood a little bit as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. However, do hit the like button on this video. Do please hit the subscriptions button so that you're informed when new content comes up. Hit notifications as well for that reason. I do a daily email, comes out every day, Monday to Friday. Free article to your inbox, absolutely free. Click below on the link. And finally, my collection of 10 books, which is called Renegade Dating Blueprint. 10 books about dating, sex, game, the sexual marketplace, seduction, all of that fun stuff is available for only $39, guys. $39, it's ridiculous. The whole thing's worth $250. I'm selling it for $39. What can I say? That's just the way I am. But the price will have to go up at some point, so do get hold of that. Again, click the link below, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.